All right, Bobby Rahal has moved already into third position behind Little Al and Danny Sullivan. He is between Sullivan and Mario Andretti. There he is, Bobby Rahal, back up into third position. We have had 5 leaders of this race. Emerson Fittipaldi led the first 32 laps. Then Rahal took over the lead from 33 through 54. Al Unser Jr. led from lap 54 to 67. Michael Andretti led unofficially, didn't actually lead a lap, but was in the lead when he crashed out. Then Danny Sullivan took over the lead from Al Unser Jr. from lap 71 through 77. Rahal led again on lap 78. Then he made a pit stop, and Al Unser Jr. is in the lead at the moment. Emerson Fittipaldi is out of this race. Let's go down to the pit area and Jack Arute. Again, we are having a microphone problem with Jack Arute and his equipment. We apologize for that, but Emerson Fittipaldi is out of the race.
Since 1957, yes, 57, there have been a total of 16 race meets of Indianapolis cars out of the United States. A grand total of 25 events, because if you recall, back in the days when USAC was going to Monza, for instance, they were running 3 events on one weekend, and many of the other races in the 70s were 2-event weekends. But there have been 16 meets in all. Canada has held 8 of those meets, or 12 of those events. Of the total 16 meets, 25 events since 1957. Mario Andretti is the most prolific winner. He's won 4 times, and Rick Mears and Jim Rathman are tied for second with 3 wins each. Jack Arute's mic hopefully is repaired. He's down with Emerson Fittipaldi.
I don't know if maybe it's just standing next to Emerson Fittipaldi that all of a sudden I have radio problems, but that was the case. Emerson, what I was going to ask you is what finally put you out?
I had going out of turn 1, my gearbox went into neutral, and I couldn't get any gear except first gear. I don't think broke the gears, but broke the selector of gears.
Your impressions of this event, you know, you were up, you started on the pole, then you had the problems with the car stalling and not having to be push-started for the start, the radio not working, the stop-and-go penalty. It's really not been your kind of afternoon.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. I didn't understand why they gave him the black flag. My car was really fast, and I was, doing a good race. I was very pleased with the performance. But I didn't understand why they gave him the black flag, because I lost a lap to Rahal anyway.
Well, now you've had a chance to watch the rest of the competition. In fact, you've been able to measure some of it out there under competitive conditions. Who, if you had to pick someone, would you say is going to win this first Toronto Molson Indy?
No, it's difficult to say, because when I did my pit stop, I lost contact, and I don't know even who is leading now.
Well, he lost contact with the radio and lost contact with the competition. Bad day for Emerson.
Yeah, it was.
Al Unser Jr. is a leader. He's moving through some slower traffic right now, and he has a crash.
Jeff Brabham
runs into Jeff Brabham. He was trying to pass him, or at least move alongside him, made contact. Is that going to spell a major problem for Al Unser Jr.? The front wing of that car, the right front wing, is torn off, but he continues to run at speed.
He had developed a comfortable lead over second-running Danny Sullivan. By the way, when you get a shot of the inside of the right front, you're going to be able to see the huge brake ducts that are mounted on the inside front tires of this race car to keep the brakes cool. They were the biggest that I saw as I walked through the pits over the weekend. You see the red part, that big red part that's not just being hot from heavy braking. They've got big brake ducts there. There you see Al moving to the inside, and apparently Jeff just didn't realize how close he was, and he clipped that right front and clipped it right off.
Don't I remember the same thing happening to Al Jr. at Cleveland? Didn't he lose the right front wing on his car?
Yeah, at Cleveland, apparently there must have been a driver error involved there, at least from the indication that I was able to get. But those things happen on a temporary road course, I'll tell you. Now the question becomes, do they take the time, do they stop and replace that left front wing? Is it structurally damaged, so if he stops, maybe they can't fix it anyway? I think because aerodynamics at a place like this, yes, they're very important, but it's not like aerodynamics at a place like Michigan. I think, and do we have another crash here? Dominic Dobson looks like he is up against the tire wall there at turn number 7.
No,
anyway, I was going to say, I think the little Al's got to stay out. Sullivan is moving in, and I think he's moving in for the kill.
Sullivan in second position. we must apologize for lack of communications as Danny Sullivan goes into the lead again. He goes inside of Little Al and takes a lead. We have not been able to get any information on the condition of Mike Nish. We wish that we could get information and pass it along to you because it's important to us and we know that it's important to you and Mike Nish fans, but we just simply have not been able to get any information on his condition. But we
Look at Little Al coming in.
He squeezes himself right between the wall and Al.
He got a great shift, Bob, a great series of shifts coming out of turn number 2. Now, Sullivan is not going to lay down and die, I guarantee you, but what happened was Little Al moved over for Danny because he felt defenseless without that right front wing. But coming out of turn number 2, as he went up to the gears, you could just see he hit him just perfect. And he had so much momentum going down the long backstretch, he had about 3 chances to get Danny, and finally he kept moving up on him, and the third time he said, hey, I think I can get by this guy, so he took him and he outbroke him going into turn number 3.
An extremely competitive road course race here, as Danny Sullivan and Al Unser Jr. are going tooth and nail.
I think they touched.
Sullivan had to at least get on the binders really hard to avoid hitting Little Al in the rear end. It appears as if Sullivan is going to be able to take the lead here at any moment.
Right here is where I think Little Al's got the track down. He gets up to the gears really well and seems to hit the backstretch really strong. I think that's his strongest point.
We'll see as they go into corner number 3. No, Al Unser Jr. is going to continue to maintain the lead. Here's a replay of Sullivan really getting hard onto the binders. Let's see if he touches. Yeah, looks like he runs up under Al Unser Jr.'s rear wing.
Bob, you know, there's a point that overlooked, and I want to thank Kim Campbell. Yeah, the same Kim Campbell who's run Super Vs and run the ARS series this year, for making a really solid point. Without that left front wing, there is less drag going down that long straightaway, and you can really pick up the momentum. So it's more than just hitting the gears just right. You got less drag. There's less car crashing into the wind that's coming down at you. Sure, Little Al should be able to go faster going down that long back straightaway. The problem is stopping it when you get down there.
Only 15 more laps to go. Al Unser Jr. and Danny Sullivan battle for the lead. Bobby Rahal is running third.
And Sullivan has got Little Al again. Now let's see what happens going down the back of the lakeshore.
It is back and forth. First Sullivan in the lead, then Al Unser Jr. in the lead. Sullivan has it at the moment.
Rahal, we are told, is only 2.5. That is he at the top of the screen. Bobby Rahal is beginning to move in. This time Little Al is not going to get Danny. Now this will be the real trick. Can he stay close enough to Sullivan going through the twisty, winding part of the race course? And without the downforce in the right front, it is doubtful. Now we start turning our attention to Rahal. He seems to be moving up. Told you earlier, thought this was a Rahal-Sullivan or Rahal-Fittipaldi race. I still kind of think that.
This is really going to get interesting when Bobby Rahal joins this 2-car battle and makes it a 3-car battle for the lead at the Molson Indy in Toronto. We'll be right back. Back at Toronto, new second-place runner Bobby Rahal has passed Al Unser Jr. Now it is Danny Sullivan leading. Rahal is second, and Al Unser Jr. is third. It's a tremendous race here, but now it appears as if Sullivan and Bobby Rahal are moving away from Al Unser Jr.
Moving around Johnny Rutherford. Remember the problems that Michael Andretti had in getting around Johnny Rutherford. Not so for these guys. Here we
go. It's a pass for the lead, and Bobby Rahal grabs the lead at the end of the backstretch going into turn number 3. Rahal has passed Danny Sullivan for the lead. So Rahal has overcome some big obstacles here this afternoon. He was assessed a 1-lap penalty during the long caution period caused by the Mike Nish accident, but he has come back to the front of the field and taken over the lead. By the way, we do have just a little bit of information on Mike Nish. We can tell you that he has been taken to Toronto General Hospital, where his condition continues to be assessed. He is with Dr. Terry Trammell from Indianapolis's Methodist Hospital, who is a specialist in lower extremity injuries. Here is a replay of the pass that Bobby Rahal made on Danny Sullivan.
Simply stated, Rahal is the fastest car in the racetrack right now, and he has been for the last 20 laps. And it was a matter of when he caught the leader, waiting for the best opportunity to pass, and without a doubt, that long stretch there along Lakeshore Boulevard is the best place, and Bobby made it look very easy, although Sullivan has not let him get away. Rahal was running back in about 10th place after that long 1-minute penalty or 1-lap penalty that was assessed to him.
So Danny Sullivan back to second now, trying desperately to become the first driver since 1981 to win 3 IndyCar races in a row.